Hey, hello everybody, it's Dr. Steve. Welcome back to another episode of Core Wellness TV, and today I want to share with you the results of an impromptu survey I put out last week about what is your biggest struggle with your health right now. Okay, and the reason I did that, the reason I put that out there is I'm getting ready to reopen enrollment in my Core Wellness training course and coaching program at CoreWellnessInstitute.com, and I wanted to know what people were struggling with most so I knew how to serve you best, not only in the course but also with my blog content as well. But the main thing that came through was people started naming off all kinds of conditions, painful conditions, right? What are they? Back pain. It hurts when I bend over and get back up. Neck pain, knee pain, fibromyalgia, carpal tunnel syndrome, foot pain, hip tightness, hip stiffness. I have this stenosis diagnosis. I have disc herniation diagnosis. All these conditions. Now, I know I'm running a risk at telling you this, but I'm going to actually send you inside the course. I'm going to take the protections off and send you to a video inside the course that talks about whether you should treat a condition or whether you should look at the dysfunction. And when I say that, I'm respecting your conditions, okay? I am totally understand that we have to have names and diagnoses for things. But if we only focus on those diagnoses, if we only focus on that condition, and our brain is wow, I got diagnosed with that condition, so I have this, and I see it all the time, is the brain starts taking ownership over this, and it kind of becomes your identity, especially the words like fibromyalgia, or that's my sciatica, that's my bad knee. So you start taking ownership over that. When your brain hears that over and over again, it's going to make sure you keep that. It's going to make sure you keep that bad knee. It's going to make sure you keep that diagnosis. So we want to shift out of that into treating and looking for, stepping back holistically and looking at what conditions were there that created what dysfunctions or imbalances and stresses were here that led to the evolution and creation of this. So to work over here in the condition and then the diagnosis, and we focus on the diagnosis, focus on the condition, we rub it, we adjust it, we put all of our attention on it. But if we never look over here at the tons, all of the bricks in the wall that led to this condition, then we're losing. It's a losing battle. It's totally a losing battle over here when you focus on this. So that's what the whole course is about. It's about getting rid of the thought stresses that drive you into poor posture patterns, because that's a very big piece of the puzzle. Thoughts can drive imbalances that create dysfunctional movement patterns that create conditions and pain. So maybe it's thoughts, maybe it's your job and your movement pattern that you're in all day long at a desk. A lot of people are talking about how much they couldn't get out of they're sick of sitting, right? They've been sitting, they sit at their desk for 8 hours a day, then they commute home for an hour and a half, and it's hard to pay all that tissue debt. So how do you do that? That's also what we cover, right? Is how to unwind and pay all that tissue debt so you can experience a centrated joint. A centrated joint is a joint that is in its perfect position to bear load. And just so happens when your joint is in the perfect position to bear load, I'll use my shoulder for instance. If I'm pushing away from my shoulder, if my shoulder joint is centrated, if my ball and my socket are not perfectly in alignment, when I put load through that, I'm going to create tissue damage, and I'm going to create pain, and I'm going to eventually end up over here with impingement syndrome, with bursitis, with tendonitis. You see how that all the condition is over here because we didn't have good physical centration where the joint was perfectly balanced on the line. So that's what it was all about, or that's what it's all about. And the last thing is the nutrition piece, right? The nutrition drives the same thing, because if you're trying to heal tissue and you don't have enough omega-3 fatty acids in your body, and you're deficient in magnesium, and you're trying to rebuild tissue without good antioxidants, and your body's always in this state of inflammation and breakdown, it's hard to get the tissue to heal. Okay, so you have to look at anti-inflammatory nutrition. What's the basics of that? I've shared it many times here on the blog. We go into it in depth in the course. Basically, getting more green, less grain. There's your basic fundamental rule, right? More green, less grain, right? If you're going to have a sandwich, hey, turn that sandwich into a salad. Done, right? So that's a simple first step to take. So it's always about mindset, movement, and nutrition, and learning. And the other big thing that people talked about was, I need motivation. I don't have the motivation to exercise. I know I don't have the consistency and motivation. What do you need to do when you don't have motivation and consistency? You need to step up and join something and put your foot down and say, hey, I'm going to start this. I'm going to do this, right? And whenever you do this and you start getting information, you start getting a consistent flow of information that's empowering. Empowering information drives action and motivation. Okay, so that's what this is all about, re-educating you and teaching you how to take care of yourself, to take back control of your life, to reclaim your lost energy and get rid of all of the pain that's keeping you from being what you can be, right? Because that's what this is all about. This is not ultimately about pain relief. It's not ultimately about energy. Why do you need pain relief and why do you need energy? To be the best person you can be, right? So you can give more, you can be more, right? Gosh, that's what it's all about. It's right now, you know. Can you experience the happiness and the flow and love in your life right now? Or are you just crunching down? Are you compressed and just crumpling up, right? Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to leave you with some Neil Young lyrics because I have to say this to myself a lot of times, and a lot of people, I think, when they're in a downward spiral, they feel like this is the end. I'm on my way out, right? I want to live, right? That's the first thing you tell your brain. I want to live. Not only just you want to exist, but I want to live. What does live mean? Live means to get out there and rock and roll, man. You know, get after it. Take it by the horns and make something out of it. Make something meaningful out of your life, right? I want to live, right? And the second part is I want to give. Why are we here? It's to give to other people. When you give, you get back, right? It's you give. Give and receive is the same thing. I'm here to live. I'm here to give. I want to live. I want to give. And the third part of his Heart of Gold song, I've been a miner for a heart of gold. You can find and look for that heart of gold. Find the peace and the love in every person you meet. Got it. You got it. Hey, if you're interested in getting enrolled in the training course and the coaching program, that's opening up very, very soon. Should be a box down below here where you can do that. Hey, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you guys, and listen to some Neil. It'll inspire you. Right? I want to live. I want to give. Be a miner for a heart of gold. Take care, guys.